Hi Facebook, how are you doing? Ladies here. Hi Instagram, how are you doing? How was your Friday? How is everything going on? I hope Facebook can hear me. I usually start like this because it's the same story all the time with Facebook. And I totally, honestly hope you can hear me. Instagram, I know we are always good and I'm thankful for that. But Facebook, like I said yesterday, it's like a Russian roulette. You never know whether people can hear you or not. But I totally hope that you can hear me. Yeah, there's somebody on Facebook. Hi, welcome. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up so that I know that I'm okay and I can get started. Because Facebook, it's just, yeah, I hope you can hear me. Just a like, a thumbs up that I know you can hear me. I don't want to talk and nobody's hearing me on Facebook. Instagram, I know we're good as usual. Yeah. Nice to have you here. Today it's Friday in Austria. Some other countries, they're on other time now. It's 4 p.m. in Austria. It's cold outside, very foggy. We don't have snow, at least not where I'm living. We don't have snow yet. My brother-in-law was here for a visit. He brought me my birthday present because my birthday is just a few days from now, and he drove, how many kilometers are that actually? I think 130 or 140 kilometers from his place to our place to come and bring me my birthday present. And I'm so happy for it. I appreciate it. He didn't have to do it, but he totally wanted to do it. And I am thankful that I got to a family that loves me just the way I am. In the beginning, it wasn't that easy, but yeah. Anyway, my name is Fidelis. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Fidelis Kithire. I'm the owner of Phidpac.com. That's my webpage. That's where I share what I do. And currently what I'm sharing, hey, Facebook, whoever is here, give me a thumbs up whether you can hear me well so that I can keep on just talking. But I do hope that you're hearing me. Otherwise, I would already have seen comments, people saying that they don't hear me. I even don't see comments, to be honest. Let me see what I can do here to see the Facebook comments. Yeah, I think I'm good. So, like I was saying, my name is Fidelis Kithire, the owner of Phidpac.com. That's my personal website where I share what I'm currently promoting. I partner with different companies, especially in the network marketing world, where I get paid to use the products, promote them, and get paid. Every single product and service that I am promoting, I personally use it. If I don't use it, I'm not gonna mention it because my name is hanging on it. And now, once I am comfortable with what I'm doing, with the products and services, that's the time I decide to go out and talk about it and let the world know about it. And the best thing about it, every single company that I partner with has an opportunity for you to earn money from home, from your mobile phone, from anywhere in the world. I don't push my business partners. I don't push my team members. You're free to work as quick as you want, as slow as you want. It's your business. I'm here to support you. It's your business where you work for yourself, but you're not working alone because I'm here to support you, and not only just me. My upline and other people are there to support you as well. So you will not be alone on the business. I'm going to show you the way. And yeah, about business, if you have a question, get back to me and I'm going to show you what to do. My topic today, it's about life in the diaspora. This actually, it's more targeted, or let me say it's more, it will hit more home for people from Kenya. Other countries, I don't know. I'm not from Rwanda, I'm not from Somalia or whatever. I don't know how they behave there. I can only speak from what I know. And I'm not living in the US, so I cannot speak about how life is in the US or in China or in Japan or Australia. I'm in Austria, I'm in Europe. I can only speak from where I am right now, because I cannot even speak about other countries where I am not. Although somehow it's understandable a little bit. I have a little bit understanding on it. Given the fact, hi Khalifa, thank you for watching. I hope you can hear me well. Let me know whether you can hear me well. I will appreciate that. I keep up with a few places what is going on to understand what the other people are going through. So basically today's message is more targeting the Kenyans, and especially Kenyans who are living in Kenya and they have family members in the diaspora. This is for you. It's going to be a little bit harsh on you, but it comes from a clean heart and a good place, because I mean good for you and your family members. We will start with one thing which disappoints me most of the time. Today I was talking with a Kenyan lady again, who is having issues with her family, who are right now pushing her about Christmas. They want to know what they're going to do for Christmas. They're waiting for money from her for Christmas. And I decided I'm finally going to talk about this. I've touched about this topic in a couple of my videos, just a touch of it. I really didn't go in depth with it. But now I've decided I'm going to do it, and this is the right time, because this is the time, Christmas time, when people are starting to get those phone calls. Number one, you are in Kenya. You have it good. Whether you believe me or not, you have it good. For once, here in Austria, for example, we are heading to our third lockdown. Lockdown number 3. Our third lockdown in 1 year. 1 year. That is lockdown number 3. It's starting on 28th of December, going all the way until 17th of January. As I'm currently speaking right now, there are countries like Germany and other countries. Hi Linda, how are you? Karibu sana. Can you hear me? How is it in France, my dear? You just hear about this corona, oh my God. Anyway, what was I saying? I'm talking about right now, as I'm speaking currently, Germany is on lockdown. Other countries like Slovakia or Slovenia, they are on lockdown. There's so many other countries that are on lockdown. And you people in Kenya, the only lockdown that you know is the curfew that you had just a couple of weeks at the beginning of the year. Just a couple of weeks. And then comes, most of you in Kenya, you have fields. I'm talking about fields like maize, when you can grow maize, when you can grow, I don't know, all the crops that you can ever think of or imagine of. You have fields where you have, you see, like my friend here who lives in France, they just got out of lockdown on Tuesday, and now they have curfew. They are from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. She's from Kenya, living in France. They were on lockdown. They just got out of it, and they're not even free because they still have curfew. So you have tea plantation, you have coffee plantation, you have cows, you have I don't know what. You have the whole extended family there for you. If you personally don't have something to eat, there is somebody in the family or a neighbor who is going to give you at least 3 bananas and a cup of beans and a cup of rice, and you're going to feed your family. Here in Europe, people who have their own apartments, I thank God we are living in our own house, and based on the background where I came from, my grandmother instilled on me that I have to know my neighbors. So whether they like it or not, I was knocking on their doors and saying, hi, I'm your new neighbor. So I know all my neighbors. There are people who don't know their neighbors. They have never, they just see them coming in and go out. They've never seen them. And this is how your children are living. This is how your relatives are living in Europe. They don't know their neighbors. So if you're hungry, you cannot just knock on somebody's door and say, yes, I'm hungry. Give me just 1 cup of beans that I can feed my children. Hi, Miza, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. You cannot do that. You cannot, just like in Kenya, when you're cooking and you remember, oh, we don't have enough salt, instead of sending a child to go and buy salt, you just go to the next neighbor and say, oh, you even don't need to go. You shout from your kitchen, you shout to the next neighbor and say, can you bring me salt? I don't have salt, and they're going to bring you salt. So you people, you have already a community which is holding together. They are there for you. Your family members, your children, your daughters, especially daughters, your daughters, they are suffering in Europe. You might see nice pictures on social media. They have nice pictures on Instagram. They have nice pictures on Facebook. But my dear, that's not exactly the true story. Somebody is suffering, but because the world expects you to have nice pictures on social media, so you're going just to put on a smile for the sake of that photo. Use as many filters as you can to look as if you're just living a lifestyle and you're suffering. And then comes you in Kenya. You're calling, asking for money. And sometimes it's not even asking, you're demanding. You think it's your right because you're in Europe, you have money. When we want money, when we need money, you have to give us money. That is wrong. Ask yourself a few questions before you start demanding for money. And don't compare the lifestyle of the neighbor whose son has built him a mansion. You don't know what the son did in Europe for him to manage to buy or to build that house there for the parent. Don't dare try to compare your lifestyle with the next neighbor whose daughter is married to a white rich guy and can manage to build that house, and you're comparing and you're saying, my daughter is also married to a white guy, why don't I have a house? All white guys don't have the same amount of money in their bank or in their pocket. Just like you have husbands in Kenya who earns more money than others, it's the same thing here. We also do have white people who have no money. We have white people who have no income. We have white people who have nothing in their name. We have white people who are living in the streets. I know it's difficult for you to imagine that if you've never been to Europe, but we have homeless white people. They are white, mzungu, and totally homeless. There's some of us here, white, black people, we have less than these mzungus, and we still have mercy on them and give them just 1 or 2 cents or 1 or 2 euros in their cup, which they have with them on the streets, seated down on the floor begging for money. I know you cannot imagine that, especially if you're from a village somewhere. I know you cannot imagine that, but I'm telling you, it's a true story. They are there. Then you have your children who came to Europe, maybe without even documents. When they got here, they're even as asylum seekers. They're looking for documents. They don't have documents, and you expect them, just because you are in a European country, it's called Europe, you automatically have money. My friends, money don't grow on trees in Europe. Yes, the government supports some people. Not everyone. Some people, and I'm saying some people, and again, the governments support some people, and I've said governments, not all European countries are supporting people. There's some European countries, there's no support. There are some countries where there is support, but your family member probably cannot get that support because the requirements which are needed, they don't have it. There are some particular requirements that is needed for the government to support you. And if you don't have it, they're not going to support you. So if they are suffering here, they're struggling with their own lives, how on God's name do you expect them to send you money to Kenya? And some of you just say, it's only nikadao kamoja to just 1,000. If at all that person doesn't even have one euro, where will they get one euro to send you to Kenya? And that 1 euro, when they're sending it, they also have to pay for the sending, for the transfer. There's the transfer cost which also falls on it. This is time for Christmas where you are busy asking for mbuzi. Tutakula mbuzi gani? Nyama niaje Christmas, niaje ako ka crate kabia. You are busy here asking somebody just because they are in diaspora, asking them for your goat meat, which you expect to feast on Christmas, but you're not asking yourself, how is this person living? How is this person, wherever they are, how are they living? We are also humans. We are also humans. We who are in diaspora, we are also humans. We also have our own needs. And our own needs don't just matter now. We have plans for our future. Some of the people in the diaspora, they have their children. They have to plan for the future of their children. So how will they build that house at home where when their contracts are over and they're done in Europe or in their diaspora, wherever they are, whether it's Dubai or wherever, when their contract is done, where will they come back to? Where will they call it home? If they cannot have the opportunity to build their own home, when they are working for that money, they cannot send you money to build for them their home, that when they get out of diaspora, there is somewhere they call home. How will they ever build their future if all the time you even know the time better than them when their salary is supposed to be in their bank account? Some of you even count exactly the last cent, how much money that person is supposed to earn. Some of the people in the diaspora, they even don't know how much money they're going to get at the end of the month because they're busy working. But you are in Kenya, you know exactly to the last cent how much money that person is expecting. And then you start calculating for them. Yeah, you earn so much money. Howdy, hey, thank you for being here, my dear. Thank you. Nice to see you. I appreciate. So, you're calculating for this person in the diaspora, and you're telling them, but you earn so and so amount, such and such amount, and your bills are such and such, so you should be at least having such an amount, enough for us to have a Christmas. It's not your right to get that money. Let your children, let your family members who are in diaspora decide whether they can afford to send that money to you. Some of these people who are in the diaspora, they have credits. They've taken credits somewhere. They have bills to pay. They have some of them, they've taken mortgage for their houses to pay. And then some of them, they have children. They have fathers, They have fathered children with other women, and they have to pay for the upkeep of those children that they're not living with them. Stop being so egoistic. Think about yourself. Think, when your family member was still in Kenya, you people were still living. Nobody was dying of hunger or whatever. You were still living. So you cannot try and convince me that because now you have somebody in the diaspora, especially Europe, automatically the hunger in the family just explodes and you're all dying of hunger. It's not possible. It's just... I just get fed up with it because I see people working 5 jobs in a day. They get from this, they run to this, they run to this. They even don't have time to sleep. They're working like slaves. And immediately they have the small money that they have. There's the government waiting for the taxes to be deducted from that amount. Then there's the bills they have to take care of. Then they have the children to feed. They have their own family to feed. And before they can even afford to save, even if it's just 50 euro for the rainy days, you're already there waiting. Some of you don't even wait for them to clear their own bills. You are quick to run asking for it, as if it's your right to have it. It's not your right to have it. Even you parents, let me tell you something. You have that daughter of yours. You have that son of yours. They didn't ask to be born. They didn't send you a letter and say, I want you to give birth to me. You were the one who went and got them. But expecting that because they are your children, you automatically expect them to support you, it's wrong. It's wrong in all ways possible. It's wrong. Because if at all you're giving birth to children as your, I don't know, your future bank account or your future, I don't know even what to call it, children are not investments. If you're giving birth to a child as an investment with the hope and the option and the belief that this child will automatically support you, it's wrong. It's totally wrong. You shouldn't have a child if that's how you think. You have the responsibility. When you decide to have a child, it's your responsibility to give that child the child rights. Give them what they need, their education, feed them, do everything. And that's it. As long as the moment they walk out of your house, they are still your children. You are responsible for them, even if they get to 50 years old, they're still your children and you're responsible for them. And it's not the other way around. Africans, you tend to turn it the other way around. The moment that child just starts the puberty, you're already calculating how much money you should now be gaining from it. It's wrong. We have Africans dying in the sea, in the open waters, coming here, in Europe, hoping to get a better life. Some of them, they don't have documents, risking their lives, and even before they got a chance to build their own grounds here, at least have a foundation here, you're already stressing them with money, asking for the money, and if they don't send you money, you are mad at them, you don't even talk to them, you don't ask them how they are doing. I will remind you one thing. Most of these European countries, they don't speak English. They don't speak English. Most of the European countries, when we come here, we start from zero. From zero. That means you go back to school, start learning the language. So please, kindly tell me, if I'm coming here with 22 years, like I personally came with 22 years, I was lucky my husband brought me here. Somebody else who came through other means, not because of somebody, they didn't have foundation here. Personally, I had a little bit foundation because my husband brought me here. There's somebody who came here with nothing. They have nowhere to go. Tell me, they cannot speak the language. So that means they will not get a job because they cannot communicate. Then there are those who don't have documents. That means they are not allowed to work. So it takes time for them to get to learn the language. Then probably they have to do some training, some courses or whatever, and then the documents, and then yet that's the time they start earning. But that doesn't mean just because you had, Mom, I finally got a job. Dad, I finally got a job. You're already saying, yeah, send me money. Give that child a chance. At least 2 years. 2 years to build their foundation with that salary that they are earning and not just running and asking for it. Your child is not stupid. Your child knows where they came from. They knows whether you need the help or not. Your child is not, I don't know, ignorant to understand that you also need help. So they know exactly when they can send and how much they can send. Stop pushing people to send you money. Right now, this year here, it's been difficult for people, especially diasporas, people who are from other countries, and especially black people. It's been totally difficult for us. And you are back there in Kenya, you had only a few weeks curfew, not lockdown, You had a few weeks curfew, and still, although there was curfews, your life was still somehow going on because you still have your farms. And you expect a child who is now on the third lockdown in a country, the third lockdown, jobs, like for example, those children of yours, your family members who've been working in the restaurants industry. I'm talking about restaurant, bar, hotels, discotheque. All these people, they don't have a job. In Austria, it's been locked down for I don't know how many years, how many months. We haven't been to any. You cannot even have a coffee anywhere. Everywhere it's locked. So those, your children who've been working in those areas, where do you expect them to send you money for Christmas from? Honestly speaking. Where do you expect them to get money from to send you home for Christmas? If you cannot try to understand your own children, and then you wonder why they are killing themselves, we are burying people like I don't know what because they cannot handle the pressure you're giving them. They're killing themselves. It's too much. It's too much. If at all you don't have, where do you expect the other person should have? Just because somebody's in Europe, or somebody has her own house, or somebody is driving a car, doesn't automatically mean they have, how do you say, they have cash money. There's no flow of money. They have only assets. There's a difference between assets and flow of money, cash. And some assets you cannot just walk in the morning outside and just sell it just to send you money. Try to sell a house during lockdown. How will you do it? How will people come have a look at that house when it's a lockdown time? How? Try to sell that car during lockdown so that they can get money to send you back in Africa so that you can eat your goats and I don't know what. How will they sell that car so that they can send you money and the country is on lockdown? The third lockdown. Right now in Austria, we are headed to our third lockdown. Stop it. At least just hold yourself together as a family, whatever you have there in Kenya. This video is specifically for Kenya because this is what I understand. This is where I know. Hold on together what you have. If you have maize, if one family member has maize and the other one have beans, you can do exchange like the old days. You bring me 1 kilo maize and I bring you 1 kilo beans and we exchange like that and we can eat githeri. For those of you listening, githeri is a Kenyan staple meal which is maize and beans cooked together in water. And you can add other things like, I don't know, whatever you want to add, meat and everything. But mostly you can have it just maize and beans cooked in water and salt and that's it. You have cows. You have cows. You can drink milk and ugali. You can eat ugali. For those of you listening to me, ugali is a staple Kenyan food, which is just maize flour. Maize flour. You cook in water and eat with ugali. And wait. Wait until the country is open. Wait until the economy wakes up. Wait until your children can finally start working again. Stop stressing people. Some of those children of yours here in Europe, they have children too in the house. They have children in the house and they don't even know where they're going to get food to feed those children. But they cannot tell you, or maybe they're even telling you, but you're ignoring it because according to you, you're automatically in Europe, so you should have money or food to feed your children. This is what you think. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's not every person who is here that is lucky enough to have. If you see, for example, your neighbors, your neighbor is bragging and saying, my son from America, my son from Dubai, my son from I don't know what. You're forgetting one thing, my dear mother, my dear father, my dear uncle, my dear aunt, wherever you are out there, you're forgetting one thing. There are different continents. Some are in Australia, some are in Asia, some are in Africa, some are in Europe, some are in the US. Different continents right now have different issues. Some are not even suffering so much as others. And right now, Europe, and if you don't believe me, let me remind you, Italy was the #1 country in the beginning of the lockdown, the first lockdown. Italy had the most deaths. And where is Italy? Europe. Where is Italy? My neighbor here in Austria. Where is Italy? The neighbors of Germany. Where is Italy? The neighbors of Hungary. So all of you back home, if you compare how many people suffered because of corona, how many family members have died because of corona in Kenya, and then you imagine how many people have died in Europe because of corona. Please, calculate, think about it. Think about it. We are suffering right now here more than you people in Africa. So stop pressing your family members and your children to send you money for Christmas. You won't die if you don't celebrate this Christmas so huge. You won't die. You can wait. So please, I'm begging you for the sake of your children. Yeah, you see, a friend of mine here, she's actually on another continent. She's not even here with me. She's on another continent. She's reminding me that the US led the way in death right now. And we have some Africans or some Kenyans, you have children in the US and you're busy saying, yeah, but you're in the US, so your life is better. Just because the streets of Europe and the streets of America, they are swept clean, they look clean, doesn't mean that money is growing on the trees. Doesn't mean that. The government is a little bit organized than your corrupt African leaders. They're a little bit organized. They make it look like it's everything beautiful. But don't forget, everything that glitters is not gold. It can glitter as much as it wants. It can be shiny as whatever it wants. But it's not gold. So, just because a country looks beautiful, the buildings are old, well prepared, some of them are even, how can I say, they're, I'm even lost of words. They are protected, you cannot even change them because there is a history behind it, but they are still well kept. And just because the country is using horses and I don't know what, or they have trains on the streets just like that, it doesn't mean that there is no struggling and pain in that country. They just know how to cover their pain a little bit better than Africa, where you see potholes on the streets. So for the sake of your children, we have had enough deaths of Africans killing themselves because people in Africa, they don't understand when you tell them you don't have money. We have had enough stories of Kenyans being sent home from Dubai in coffins because they've been mistreated as slaves by their bosses. Some of them, they've been killed by their bosses. They come home in coffins. That money that they were earning, they didn't even have an opportunity or a chance to spend it. They didn't. Some of them, some people are in Europe, some are in diaspora for years, working day and night, some of them 2, 3, 5 jobs. And they don't even have one piece of land in Kenya that a title deed on it saying it's theirs. They have not even built a thatched house. You know, the mud house and with thatches where they can say, that's my house. They have nothing. Why? Because the moment they earn the little money they earn, they are running to the next Western Union to send you money home. And some of you, as soon as you receive that money, you are going to the bars and drinking with people who you don't even know, and you're just just telling people, drink something. This is money from Europe. My daughter sent me money. My son sent me money. Drink one, drink two. I will pay. It's on my bill. It's in dollars. It's in euros. Stop it. Stop it. Think about your children. They're killing themselves here. It's just more than enough now. I'm begging you, stop it. And if you listen to me and you know somebody who might benefit from this video, but they don't understand English, please translate it for them. Let them understand what I'm saying. It doesn't help you to be so greedy above the lives of your own children. It's useless. It's worthless. Money, just as much money as you can get. If you're greedy and the lives of your children is not worth more than those paper, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. It hurts me. It totally hurts me when I see young ladies here in Europe. They are doing things which even the Bible just says don't do them. The Bible just hates what they are doing. Some of them, they are so young, so innocent, and their innocence have been just wasted here by white men. You see a young girl, beautiful young girl being wasted here by old men just for a few euros. 10 euro per hour, 10 euro for a whole night. And what do you want? That 10 euro, you want it in Kenya. Stop it. Or you see your sons, they are being disrespected just because they are black. You see somebody who have studied, they've gone to the universities. There are people who have a brain, but just because they are black, they cannot be given the jobs that they're supposed to be given because somebody doesn't believe that a black man can do that job. So they end up cleaning toilets. People who have universities and everything. They're stripped of their dignity, totally stripped of their dignity, and they are working tirelessly. Some of them don't even have time to spend with their friends. And then you are wondering why your children are becoming drug addicts, alcoholics. Some of them, they don't even... I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. Personally, I'm strong enough. I cut the cords and I told my family, you're not getting any money anymore from me unless I personally say I'm sending you money. And the moment I said that, most of those family members, they denounced me. Most of those family members don't even talk to me. Why? Because I'm married to a white guy, number one. In Kenya, automatically white guy, you're married to a white guy, automatically you're a billionaire just because he's a white. I told my family, and I'm telling the whole world what I told my family. I told my family my husband is not an ATM. He is not an ATM where you just push in and money comes out. He is also a human being. And I told them also, I didn't get married to my husband so that my family can use him. I married him because he is God-given husband for me. And I didn't marry him so that people can just milk him up. And number two, they think just because I'm married to a white man and I'm self-employed, I'm a businesswoman and I have our own house and my life looks perfect and everything, that they automatically, whenever they want money, I should send. I used to be that stupid. I used to be that stupid. I used to send money like an idiot. Sometimes you send money and then you hear the story, what they did with that money. You just hate yourself. And I stopped it. And I'm strong enough to live without those people who don't talk to me anymore because there is no price tag on it. I said I'm not going to buy love from my own family. If you cannot love me without my money, then you don't deserve me. Because what happens the time I don't have any money anymore? That means I don't have a family anymore. If I told you love me for the sake of my money, the money that I'm sending you, then what happens when I don't have any money anymore? Then you'll be gone. So it's better for me you're gone now, and I can save that money that I'm sending you. I save it for my future or do something else or help somebody else, somebody who really needs the help. rather than buying love from my own family. And this is what most Kenyans are doing, buying love from their own family to the last drop, to the drop of just hanging themselves and leaving their own children without a mother. It's just crazy. Stop it. So please, if you have watched these and you know somebody who needs to hear these, even if it means translating it for them so that they can understand, translate it. At least let them understand for the next 2 years, 2020 has damaged everything. 2021, we still don't know how much damage is going to happen. We still don't know. So if there's more damages, we don't know. But 2021 is a year where at least people will start to wake up. 2022, at least we can start talking about stabilization. So give your children at least the next 3 years without asking them anything which requires money. You can come together in Africa. All of you in Kenya who are in Kenya, you can do a family fundraising. You come together. If there is trouble, somebody has issues somewhere, you come together, you do a fundraising, bring the money together, what is required and needed, without even mentioning that problem to the person who is in the diaspora. Let them come and know that there was once a problem which required money and they did a fundraising years after. Don't add more stress on them. Don't add more stress on your children. Some of your children came to Europe to study. Do you know that they are not studying right now? Do you know they cannot afford to pay that whatever requirements is needed for them to continue with that study? But to help you, they are not even mentioning it to you. To keep you at peace and keep you believing that they are still studying, they're not even mentioning it to you. So why can't you just keep quiet? Some problems that are going on at home, just keep quiet and do it together with the people who are still at home. Life is not the same anymore. Things have changed here. Things have totally, terribly changed. And some of your children, some of your family members, they are not even capable of telling you the truth because of what they tried to cheat on, to hide before, trying to prove to you and telling you they're living a lifestyle. They're not capable to tell you that it's not like that as you used to think. So for the sake of the lives of your family members who are in the diaspora, stop it. At least for the next 3 years, give them peace. Let them send money when they can and when they decide to. But don't start asking them for money. Go and cultivate more potatoes and more maize and beans and everything in those farms of yours that you have in Kenya. Your family members here in Europe, we don't have our own farms. Some of us, we have just a small piece of land. Others don't even have their own house or their own apartment where they can live. They're living in a community where they're living in one huge room, like 20 people. And you're still asking them to send you money, and you have hectares and hectares of coffee plantation or tea plantation or cows. I don't know how many cows back home. Before you give people stress about your Christmas money, or even after Christmas, before you give people stress about your school fees, think about them first. Ask yourself, how are they living? And when you ask them on the phone, ask them to be honest with you. Just beg them and say, tell me the truth. How is it? Let me know how it is. Don't just tell me, yeah, it's okay when it's not okay. And if you expect that people keep on paying school fees for your children, a year has 12 months. So you had 12 months. You had 12 months to prepare for that for January school fees. What were you doing? And why do you automatically expect that other people should automatically have that money to pay the school fees for your children, while you had a whole year to prepare for that. Stop it. Just stop it. With that being said, I wish you a nice day wherever you are, nice weekend wherever you are. Think about what I'm talking about. Just think about it. And those of you who are in the diaspora, if you know you can afford to give your family a nice time, instead of spending that money with your friends, just drinking and showing off with your friends that you have the nice time, remember your people back home. And if you cannot give it to your people because you have issues, everybody, we have different type of families, you have issues with your family, plan for your future. Don't waste your money. Especially don't waste your money on friends. A day will come, you will have enough of Europe. A day will come, you will have enough of America. A day will come, you will have enough of diaspora. Where are you going back to? If you are expecting to go back to your mother's home or your father's home, that's the wrong way. Start right now building where you're going to call home when you finally go back home. Save that money instead of wasting it with your friends. Hi Jen, nice to see you here. Instead of wasting that money with your friends, showing off and letting them know that you have a better lifestyle than them, think about where will you go back when you go back home. Save money. Go back to Kenya, buy 1 hectare, 2 hectare, 3 hectare of land. Either for resale later on with a profit or for building. And you can even build rental houses there. And you can build also rental apartments there. And that's also a residual income, which is coming from Kenya. So please stop wasting your money just because you can. Just because you think you can, and just because you think when you're flashing money out there with your so-called friends so that you can post something on social media, or so that you can feel like you're loved because you have something to spend with them, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You're getting older. Sooner or later, you will have to go back home. Whether you go back alive or whether you go back dead, you will finally go back home if you were to go home. People like myself, I'm already a citizen of Austria, and when I die, I'm being buried here. So when I'm building, I'm not building Kenya. I'm building here. This is where my future is. And that's another thing. When you're building, don't just build back home because everybody expects you to have things in Kenya because that's where you come from. Build where you are. And build where you expect your future to be. If it's in the US, build in the US. If it's in Europe, build in Europe. If it's in Australia, build in Australia. But just think about your future. It's a pity to have a lifestyle where you're just going out with your friends and drinking and everything, and when something happens, you end up in the hospital or you end up dead, people start doing fundraising to bury you. It's a pity. Organize your life. If you cannot send that money to your family, don't waste it with friends because they are not your friends. They are not your friends. Real friends, you know them when you have trouble. And if you had trouble and they were nowhere to be seen, they are not your friends. So start organizing your life. Start respecting your money. If you don't respect your money, it will not respect you back. So with that, I wish you a nice weekend. Wherever you are, take care of yourself. Go out there, motivate somebody, encourage somebody. You don't have to be a motivation speaker like I usually say. You don't have to be a motivation speaker to motivate somebody or encourage somebody. You just do you, unapologetically you, 100% you. And people are going to watch your journey. And from what they see, what you're doing, as long as it's positive, they're going to be motivated and encouraged to do something. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Jen. I love my hair too. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. So, thank you for being here. Share, tag, like, comment, whatever you want to do. And if you're interested to do any business with me, ask me what I do. Ask me for the way. I'm going to show you how to do it. If you have businesses that you know your friends can benefit from them, don't keep your mouth shut. Open up that mouth. Tell people what you're doing and show them the way. Let people benefit. Let somebody say, because of so and so, I managed to do this and that, and especially during times like this. They will never forget you when they manage to earn money, especially during times like this. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye, Facebook.